What's going on, guys? How you doing today? I'm gonna do something a little bit different here, a little bit darker. I don't normally go this route, but I'm always trying to do different kinds of content. And today I had kind of an interesting stream. I reacted to the "You Never Walk Alone" album, or mini album, or extension album, whatever you want to call it. And there's a song on there called "Spring Day." Now, Spring Day is it's people have been wanting me to do Spring Day since they probably saw my first reaction. Even when I did Butter, everyone's like, I can't wait to see you do Spring Day. For whatever reason, people like seeing that kind of reaction. And we finally get around to it today, and it wasn't what I was expecting it to be. The subject matter wasn't what I thought it was, and it was quite surprising, and I raged out. It made me very sad, sick to my stomach, and overall just really frustrated and angry. So I'd like to learn a little bit more about this tragedy because honestly, I still have so many questions about it. I don't understand how something like this could have happened. I don't understand why people didn't help. I don't understand so much about this. It's a tragedy, and this is probably going to be difficult to watch. So I figured I'd give you guys a little disclaimer before we get into this. If this isn't your thing and you might not want to see it, I've been told this is really hard to watch, and I just want to let you guys know so you're not blindsided by this if you don't want to see this kind of content. And quite honestly, I almost don't even want to do this myself, but I have too many questions, and I want to learn more about this tragedy. So we're gonna do it now. I feel kind of gross doing this. I'm not trying to do this to get attention. I'm not trying to do this just to get whatever. But I'm really curious about this whole situation. It's really baffling as to how this whole thing happened. So like I said, I just want to kind of document my experience with this and possibly have a conversation with people that reply to this video. So what do you say we get on into it? Here we go. So this is what went wrong with the South Korean ferry disaster from the New Yorker. All right, let's go. I mean, it looks beautiful.
사무실입니다. 살렸는데요. 배가 침몰되러 갔어요. 배가 침몰해요? 여기 제주도 가고 있었는데. 예. 여기 지금 배가 떨어져서 떨어진 것 같아요 지금. 잠깐만요. 자, 지금 타고 계신 배가 침몰한다는 소리예요? 아니면 옆에 있는 다른 배가 침몰한다는 소리예요? 배가 침몰해요.
위치 말해주세요. 위치 배가 어디 있습니까?
위치를 잘 모르겠어요 지금 여기가.
위치를 모른다고요? 거기
You don't know.
그 GPS 경위도 안 나오나요? 경도하고 위도? 배 이름이 뭡니까? 배 이름?
태월호요. 태월호.
So, oh my God. Ooh. I'm not sure who's calling SOS here or calling the Coast Guard. I'm assuming that's what that transmission was. It leads me to believe that it wasn't somebody that was in charge of driving the ship. It wasn't a captain or anything like that. You would definitely know your longitude and latitude and all that stuff. He seems to be kind of like saying, hey, it says ferry on one side, and he's like, oh yeah, we're the Soul ship. So I'm not sure who is radioing for help here, but I don't think it's the captain. So I guess maybe we'll find out. Or if it is, like, that's kind of negligent. You should definitely know your longitude and latitude. In the absence.
현재 계실 위치에서 움직이지 마시고 주변에 잡을 수 있는 봉이나 잡고 대기해 주시기 바랍니다.
야 미쳤나봐.
이런 상황에서 막 그러지 않냐? 안전하니까 가만히 있으라고.
그런 거 주는 거야.
드래기 나오고.
Yeah, it's that kind of situation. The kids even realize it.
그런 거다 그러잖아. 어차피 그 지하철도 그렇잖아. 안전하니까 좀만 있어달라고 했는데 진짜 좀 있었는데.
우리 진짜로 이만큼 기운 거야. 진짜야
다른
이거.
사람들은 살고 그런 적도 미리.
들어올 때 세월호. 세월호 위치가 여러분 이렇게
네, 생선들 어떻습니까? 생선은 지금 뭐 거의 움직이지 못하고 있습니다. 어떻게 해야 될까요? 지금 바다에 빠져야 어쩌냐고 모르겠네. 지금 사람들은 라이프 자켓 입고 대기하랬는데.
I told the crewmen to wear life jackets and be on standby, but you told students and the passengers to stay put.
사람들 브릿지에 모여가지고 지금 거동이 움직일 수가 없는 상태입니다. 감사합니다. 성화시경 비상지입니다.
네, 수고하셨습니다. 청와대 이걸 상하신데요.
예.
진도에서 그 여객선 전환 치고 들었습니까?
예. 지금 현황 파악 중입니다. 지금.
아, 심각한 상황인가요?
지금 현재 시간한지 좀 배하고 통화 중인데요. 지금 일단 배가 좀 기울어서 침수 중이고
예.
아직 침몰은 안 됐고요.
어디 카메라 나오는 건 없죠?
네, 아직 없습니다. 예. 여기 세월호입니다. 감독 있습니까?
Call between Jito Vessel Traffic Service and the Seoul Ferry. Okay, so it's not telling us who's on the Seoul Ferry and why the captain might not be doing this.
세월호 진도관을 모시겠습니다. 그 임명 탈출시키는 거는 그 선장님께서 지금 직접 판단하셔갖고 지금 판단을 빠르게 하셔갖고 지금 하시죠.
Wow, look at that, dude. 9:26. All right, so we're about maybe about a half hour once the ship started sinking at this point. So, I mean, at this point you've been sitting there. I mean, if you're on the ship and you're being told to stay put, you got to know that obviously you're on an angle at this point. You have to know that there's water seeping in. So there's what, 926 students? Like 326 students, something like that, and 304 sadly passed. So like 20 of them got out. So maybe 20 of them defied orders. I wonder if it was the girls in the room talking about it. But at this point, you have to know. You have to know the ship is sinking. If you're on an angle like that, I mean, water's got to be seeping in.
해양경찰청 해상안전과장인데요.
네.
그 지금 세월호 상태 어떤지 알고 있어요?
The situation is we're on our side.
지금 계속 파악 중입니다. 지금 기울어져 있고 퇴선을 했는지 안 했는지 모르겠고.
그 몇 명 탔나?
지금 450명으로 저한테 보고 들어왔고.
Where are the lifeboats on this ship? Do they have lifeboats? It was the only communicating rescue boat in the scene that maintained communicating with the Coast Guard headquarters.
자, 잘 들으세요. 본청 연수과장인데요. 지금 3명 도착했죠? 예, 도착했습니다. 자, 사람들 거의 안 보여요. 사람들 한 명 안 보입니다, 지금. 반에 사람들 한 명도 안 보여요. 사람들 그럼 바다에 뛰어내릴지 안 됐어요.
Is there anybody that jumped in the water? I don't see anybody in the water where it's almost completely on its side.
바다에 사람이 한 명도 없습니다. 바다에 사람 안 보이고? 네네. 무조건 심심한데 계속 보고 가세요. 네, 알겠습니다. 예.
절대 이동하지 마시고 대기 주시기 바랍니다. 현재 위치에서 절대 이동하지 마시고요. 대기 주시기 바랍니다.
나 진짜 그런데 가판에 있던 애들은 어떻게 되는 거야?
그러니까 떨어졌을 가능성이 높다니까?
선장은 뭐 알길래?
What is the captain doing? That's what I want to know. A full 15 minutes after when it's been on its side. At this point, it's been on its side. They have their life jackets on. There's almost nobody on the deck. I would imagine it'd be very hard to be moving around at this point, just from where the floor, the ceiling, and the walls are. I would imagine it'd just be very discombobulating. They seem to be getting some people off. The captain escapes on patrol boat 123. The person giving orders, the person telling, how can you live with yourself, man? At this point, you should be like, get up to the deck. Get up to the deck. Be prepared to jump in the water. Get your life vest on. For whatever reason, there's no lifeboats. I don't know how far out to sea that they are. Maybe it takes a while for other boats to get to them or whatever. But it didn't seem like they were too far off of the coast when I saw different videos today. But here it is. The captain, he's getting right off. He's got his life vest on. Well, everybody else is still inside.
그 시간이 보니까는 선장이 나오던 시간이더라고요. 9시 47분인가 제가 통화를 했어요. 딱 그때 이제 선장이 근데 보니까 딱 구출되는 시간이고 그때도 제가 이제 저기 하니까 선생님 말씀 잘 듣고 근데 그게 제일 후회스럽더라고요. 그러니까 애를 빨리 나오라고 그랬는데 제 배의 상황을 몰라갖고 무조건 선생님 말씀 잘 듣고 있으라고 선생님 하라는 대로 잘 하라고 알았다고 저기 하라고. 근데 그게 이제는 그 뒤에 전화를 하니까 안 되더라고요, 전화가.
Instead of intensifying the rescue operation, the government agencies repeatedly requested a camera to be sent for their internal reporting. Yeah, of course, man. Government's got to know what's going on. They want that live feed. They want to see how big this problem is, you know? Or if they could sweep it under the rug. At this point, there's multiple ships around. Okay, this is 9:54 a.m. They've been on their side for almost an hour at this point. There's multiple large vessels. There's still a couple hundred people on board. I mean, these ships right here could help. They could help. They even got a chopper too. Yeah, there's totally enough ships there right now. Look how big this one is. That could probably fit everybody on that one ship right there.
하다가 헬기 소리 들려서 내다봤는데 헬기 역시 방송을 전혀 안 했었어요. 123 정도 마찬가지고 카메라만 앞에 나와 있고 근데 단 한 번도 그 구조 요원이 뭐 어떻게 해야 된다라는 어떤 그 지시 아닌 지시 같은 도움을 주는 발언을 한 적도 없고
예, 지금 2785가 지금 영상이 안 나오는데 예? 다른 데 좀 연결해 주세요. ENG 카메라. 아, 지금 저희들도 지금 잘 안 되고 있거든요. 아, 그래요? 예, 예. 되는 거 하나 없어요? 한 대 됐어요? 예, 지금 현재 저희들도 그래서 현재가 지금 못 보고 있습니다. 어차피 지금 그 2788도 거기 현재가 지금 못 갔어요, 아직. 그래요? 예, 예. 그 다음에 가까운 건 없어요? 278 말고. 예, 지금 현장에서 이제 구조 작업 중이라서 정신이 없거든요, 지금. 아, 그래요? 예, 예. 상황이 들어오신다 해가지고.
예, 상학장입니다.
예, 청와대인데요.
예, 안녕하십니까.
그 영상 가지고 있는 해경 도착했어요?
아직 도착 못했습니다.
얼마 남았어?
예, 지금 잠시만.
그 배가 빨리 가야 되는데.
They told us to stay put and no more announcements. At this point, it's completely on its side and sinking.
크레인 기사분들 같이 객실 사용하셨던 분들이랑 탈출을 돕기 시작을 했죠. 탈출을 위해서 이렇게 밧줄 계속 잡아당겨주고 있는데 갑자기 물이 막 차올라오는 거예요. 멍하니 앞에 있다가 무릎 꿇고 있었어요. 빨리 잡아서 끌어내야 되니까 앞에서 물 차오르게 기다렸죠. 그렇게 손이 닿는 대로 막 끌어당기다가 작은 체구의 아이를 안게 됐고 그 아이를 안는 순간 물살에 밀려가지고 나오게 됐고요.
At this point, if it wasn't already, I think it's completely obvious. The ship is sinking. It's not just they're fighting against the clock at this point. All right, there's no time to be not making calls fast. People need to be rushing in and figuring out what the hell to do. They need to be breaking these windows and pulling people out. Everybody seems to be moving very slow, and I understand it's a dangerous situation and you don't want to get swept away yourself, but I feel like it's been like this for an hour at this point. It's been like this for, about an hour, maybe a little bit longer than an hour. Come on, man.
그 물살에 휩쓸린 아이들이 많이 한꺼번에 빠져나오는 상황이었어요. 그때 이제 어선이 막 들이쳐가지고 탈출을 도와주고 정말 힘든 탈출이었죠. 아무도 도와주지 않는. 그곳에 우리를 지키는 누군가는 없었어요. 정말 단 한 병도.
They were left to die.
예, 상황장입니다.
It's too late now.
예, 안녕하십니까.
해경 총장님 어디 계십니까?
여기 상황 여기 같이 대실이 계십니다.
회의실에 계십니까?
예, 예.
자, VIP 메시지 전해드릴 테니까
예, 예,
빨리
예.
전해주세요.
예, 예.
Get him out of that meeting.
명도 인명피 발생하지 않도록 하라. 그다음에 여객선 내에 객실, 엔진실 등을 포함해서
예.
철저히 확인해가지고 누락되는 인원이 없도록 하라. 자, 그 두 가지 말씀하셨으니까
예.
일단 그 총장님한테 메모를 빨리 넣어드리고.
예, 예.
지금 현장에 그 헬기에서 구조사가 한두 명 구조하는 게 문제가 아니고 제 생각입니다만은 일단 그 여객선에 내려서 여객선이 지금 얼마만큼 기울어졌고 일단은 무조건 물에 뛰내리는 게 낫겠다든지 아니면 나올 때 순서대로 나오되 이렇게 지휘할 사람이 필요하거든요, 현장에서. 문을 내가 안에 있는 사람이 갑판 일단 나오게 물에 뛰내도록 해야 된단 말입니다. 그 문제 내리가 그 위험 속에서 구조한 놈은 나중에 정말 공을 세울 수 있는 거 아니에요. 예, 지금 여객선에 우리 항공 구조단이 못 내려갑니까?
아직 못 내리고 앞에 선수만 남아 있다던데 지금은 내리지 못할 것 같습니다.
아까 진작 좀 내렸다가 그림이 됐어야 되는데 지금 그게 문제란 말이에요. 못 올라가면은 우리가 올라가고 유도한 게 보여줬어야 되는데 승객들은 거의 다 나왔어요, 배에서?
예.
그러면 대부분 다 나왔다는 얘기예요? 선생님 없다는 이야기예요?
예, 그 전부터 계속 기울이면서부터 사람이 나와 있었기 때문에
예.
내부 수색은 정확하게 안 했는데
예.
거의 다 나간 걸로 지금 확인이 됐.
Wrong.
그러면은 첫날 일단 사람들이 거의 없는 걸로 봐야 되네요.
예, 예.
What? You guys can't do some math? You're missing some people there, man. Hundreds of them. These are your people, man. These are your people.
지금 이제 5시가 넘어서 그 일몰 시간이 가까우는데 어떻게든지 일몰 전
5:35 p.m. Jesus, man. At this point, there's hope for some of them, though. There's hope for some of them. There could be air pockets in there. You know? Who knows? There could be a lot of air pockets.
그 생사 확인을 해야 하지 않겠는가 그런 생각입니다. 다 그렇게 구명조끼를 학생들은 입었다고 하는데 그렇게 발견하기가 힘듭니까 지금요?
그 갇혀 있기 때문에 구명조끼가 저기 의미가 크게 없는 것 같습니다. 그래서 지금
갇혀
선체
있을
예.
One day after sinking, there should have been divers in that water immediately.
17일 날도 이제 17일 날은 배가 어느 정도 이제 그 선수 앞 뱃머리 부분 밑바닥이 수면 위로 이제 노출이 돼 있었거든요.
에어포켓이라도 존재한다고 하면 거기 있으면 살 확률이 있으니까요. 18일 새벽에 이제 들어가려고 했는데 그 해경에서 VIP가 와서 지켜보고 있으니까 에어주입을 꼭 해야 된다. 어차피 잠수 장비를 확인하고 이제 들어가야 되니까 잠수 장비가 다 썩은 거예요. 너무 노후돼서 금방이라도 바로 꺼질 것 같아. 이걸 갖고 물에 들어가면 애들 살리려고 하는 게 아니라 니들이 죽겠다. VIP가 보고 있으니까 어떻게든 흉내라도 내야 된다.
But they said they had to pretend to do it at least because the president was watching. Who gives a fuck about what the president thinks? Children are dying, man.
들어갔는데 딱 들어가다 3분도 안 돼서 시동이 꺼져버린 거야. 컴프레셔가 송수신도 안 되는 거. 신호했지 어떻게든. 신호니까 올라왔어. 에어 주입을 호스를 잘 연결했다고 하더라고요. 에어를 주입을 하려고 그러면 격실까지 다 들어가서 에어포켓이 있는 위치에다가 에어를 주입해야 맞는 거고 그냥 에어 호스를 어디다 묶어놓고 올라온 거야. 아니 배 바깥에다가 VIP가 와서 지켜보고 있으니까
They staged it for appearances. God damn it, dude. Staged for appearance. How do these people sleep at night? How do you sleep at night?
성공했다는 또 얘기를 해야 될 거 아니에요. 그러니까 그 쇼를 또 하더라고. 주입하는 도중에 벌써 제가 점점 가라앉기 시작하는 거예요.
As they pumped air into the water for no reason at all. As they pump no air anywhere, does nothing. There's got to be a line of command. There's got to be like a bunch of people that know this. Like
오전도 안 돼서 아마 완전 침몰됐을걸요.
나는 대한민국에서 살면서 열심히 살아서 세금 잘 내고 내 자식 잘 키우는 것밖에 없어. 근데 당신들이 왜 그래? 구해준다 그랬잖아. 그런데 왜 바다에다가 풍덩 또 가라앉혔어? 대통령이 왔는데 해결을 이것밖에 못 해줘? 그 순간은 이게 확 뒤집어졌던 것 같아요. 이건 아니다.
(4월 17일) 날 가서 7월 10일까지 있으면서 제가 한 25곳에서 30곳 정도를 수습을 했는데
with no government divers skillful enough to retrieve the bodies in the 40-meter deep sea, the civilian divers dedicated themselves to the recovery mission. Can you imagine? Can you imagine making that dive, but knowing like you're the only one that can do it? To bring some peace and some closure to their families? To have a burial of some sort or whatever? These people are heroes, and they must have put themselves through hell to do this. Oh God, please don't show it.
잘 안 나오고 어디가 어딘지 잘 모르잖아요. 가이드라인을 설치를 하고 가이드라인을 잡고 다녀야 갈 수 있는 그 선내 격실이 이제 복잡하게 됐던 거죠. 들어가면 집기들이 막 쏟아져 있었고 이게 미로 같은 공간을 통과를 해야 돼요.
살고 싶어하는 의지가 강했다는 그런 물증들이 많아요. 2인 객실에서도 막 7명, 8명씩 나왔으니까 그 좁은 격실에도 이제 친구들끼리 이제 모여서 이제 살려고 노력을 했던 흔적들이 있었던 거죠.
우리는 수중에서 더듬 해서 머리에서 그려진단 말입니다. 머리에서 그려지는 게 자꾸 제 머릿속에 생각나고 막 하루에 한 번 들어가야 될 현장을 막 많게는 4번, 5번도 들어간 분도 있어요. 그 다른 잠수사들이 그런 얘기를 해요, 저한테. 왜 그렇게 일했냐고. 아니 사람이 없는데 뭐 어떡할 거야.
These people are heroes.
그 살릴 수 있던 아이들을 살렸으면 우리 같은 사람들이 있을 필요가 없어요, 사실.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did they say?
진짜 중요한 거는 그 살릴 수 있던 아이들을 살렸으면 우리.
The important part is that we would not have been needed if they had saved the kids they could have saved. I'm not saying like everybody could have been saved. You know, I mean, who knows? Who knows what happened? But they could have saved a lot more if the crew and the captain didn't just bail and tell them just to stay put. How could you do that to like your fellow human? Like,
사람들이 있을 필요가 없어요, 사실.
these poor divers, man. I feel for them.
수만 있었다면. 근데 그 누구도 구하진 않고 상황 보고.
Just reporting on the situation, saving face, looking good for the president. Yeah. Awesome. I wonder why that is. These divers really stepped up here, man. These civilian divers.
구조적으로 내부 에어포켓이 존재할 가능성이 처음부터 희박했던 것으로 알려졌습니다. 정부는 처음부터 에어포켓이 존재하지 않았음을 알고도 이를 밝히지 않았던 것으로
what the fuck?
조사 과정에서 밝혔습니다.
배는 침몰해 가고 승객들은 절반 이상이 배 안에 갇혀 있습니다. 무엇을 지시해야 했었습니까?
그 상황을 현장에서 지켜본 저로서는 당시에 너무 무력함에 많은 그 기도를 했습니다만은 전전긍긍 발을 굴 수밖에 없는 상황이었습니다.
혹시 배 안에 남아 있는 사람이 있을 경우에도 대책을 세워서 잘 구해라 이런 지시를 받은 적이 있습니까?
기억이 없습니다.
123정이 퇴선 방송
He knows he fucked up. He knows he fucked up. He knows he saved his own skin and left 300 poor people to die.
했다고 알고 계셨습니까?
그 당시에는 그 당시에 뭐 그런 어떤 구체적인 제가 사안에 대해서는 뭐 알 수 있는 그런 상황이 아니었고.
What details are there to figure out? I know you're trying to save face and you're trying to look good and stuff like that, but you can see the ship is on its side. the ship is going to sink. You know that the ship's structure is designed in a way that it's very rare that there'll actually be air pockets in there. You are racing against the clock. These aren't stupid people. They know this. But yet they chose to save face, to look good. Oh my God, man, this is so aggravating.
이 세월호 참사가 있던 날 서면 보고로 10시에 했다라는 답변이 있었죠.
네.
네, 지금 이것이 문제가 되고 있는데요. 이때 대통령께서는 어디에 계셨습니까?
그 위치에 대해서는 제가 알지 못합니다.
대통령께서 직접 구조를 하는 분은 아닙니다. 그날 여러 차례 전화를 하고 여러 차례 그 문서를 보내가지고 지침을 받았습니다. 네, 꼭 회의를 해야 되는 건 아니라고 생각합니다.
대통령은 노셔도 돼요. 7시간. 현장 책임자만 잘 임명해 주시면 대통령은 그냥 노셔도 됩니다.
고위 공무원들한테 묻겠습니다. 저희는 그 당시에 생각이 다 나요. 잊을 수 없고 뼈에 삼치는데 사회 지도층이신 고위 공무원께서는 왜 모르고 왜 기억이 안 나는지.
Look at this protest here, man. The people are not happy. You know, they're like that family said, you know, they're tax-paying citizens. You know, they're doing everything right. They're following the rules. They're raising productive members of society. But when push comes to shove, there's a class divide. There's a divide amongst the people, the elites and the regulars, or whatever. And when push comes to shove, people are willing to let people die to save face and to look good. This is an incredible scene right here, where everybody coming together in the massive protest, making the president resign, and the people coming up and saying, "This is ridiculous. We're not going to take this anymore." You know, it's absolutely disgusting. It's horrible this had to happen, but I'm glad that people, the citizens, came together and are standing with each other and trying to get some sort of justice out of this. And I cannot praise these civilian divers enough. I really can't. That must have been a horrific scene to go down there and fish out the body of children, knowing full well what it would have taken to go in there and rescue them. That must have been horrific for those people.
재판관 전원의 일치된 의견으로 주문을 선고합니다. 주문, 피청구인 대통령 박근혜를 파면한다.
Three years, man.
가족들 다 들어왔다고 내가 그냥 해놨는데 가족들 다 들어왔.
잔뜩 세워놨잖아요. 자동차가 큰 걸.
네.
맞아 맞아. 저거 맞아. 친구들이랑 나 같이 보내줄게. 약속 지킬게.
These poor people. Jesus.
왜 못 들어가게 해요? 우리는 있는데 왜 못 들어가? 3년을 기다렸는데 이날을 얼마나 기다렸는데 이렇게 막아요 우리를.
Well, it's probably dangerous. I can kind of understand locking them out a little bit, at least for now, as they're pulling it into port. God dang, do I feel for these people.
뭘 밝혀줘야지. 독이라도 해줘야 될 거 아니야.
더 이상 뭐 숨길 게 뭐 있냐?
기다리다 죽었다. 애들 다 기다리다 죽었다고. 기다리다 죽었다고. 기다리다가 죽었어. 뭘 기다리기는.
Like, they're not happy about it either. These are the Coast Guards and stuff, and like you could see it on their face too. Maybe they don't all know what's going on or whatever. They may not be at the top or whatever, but like you could see it in their faces too. Like, they're not happy about the situation. Sometimes you're just gonna follow orders. But you gotta make your own decisions when it comes to life or death stuff.
부모들이 이렇게 진짜 이 이유를 알고 싶어서 다니는데 이렇게까지 감추려고 하고 막을까? 나는 진실을 알아야 되겠고 그들에게 용서를 받아내야 되겠고.
지금까지 2달 가까운 수색 과정에서 찾아낸 전화기만 100대가 넘는데 선체에서 찾은 휴대전화기는 가족들에겐 중요한 유품이면서 동시에 진상 규명에서도 매우 중요한 단서입니다.
이게 세 번째였고요. 오늘 화장실로 지금 바로 줄게.
7월 10일 날 나오고 한 1년 반 그 정도까지 잠을 잘 못 잤어요. 어떻게 보면 저한테도 아픔이에요. 저한테도 큰 뭐 마음속에 이제 짐이고.
Jesus, man. You know, I mean, after seeing something like that, after seeing, I can only imagine. You just can't get that out of your head. Ugh, God, I feel for these people.
세월호 참사 당시 실종자 수색에 나섰던 한 민간 잠수사가 스스로 목숨을 끊었습니다. 심각한 트라우마에 시달려왔고 생활고까지.
내 남편 김관홍 잠수사를 잊지 않고 기억해 주시는 모든 분들 정말 감사합니다. 그토록 기다리던 세월호가 3년 만에 깊은 바닷속에서 올라왔어요. 처참한 모습으로 떠오른 그 배를 보러 목포 신항에 갔습니다. 가까이 다가가 세월호를 봤는데 당신을 생각해 온 마음과 몸이 무너지고 아팠습니다. 거짓은 내려가고 진실은 올라왔는데 더 좋은 세상이 왔는데 오고 있는데 당신과 함께 할 수 없다는 사실이 너무도 안타깝고 아쉽습니다. 이제 그곳에서 아프지 말고 편히 쉬라고 말하고 싶어요. 남편이 남긴 마지막 말 다시 제가 반복하고 싶습니다. 뒷일을 부탁합니다.
Guy. The ripple effects of mismanagement.
배는 바지는 가만히 있고 잠수사들만 나올 때 비바람 치고 파도 치고 이러는데 작은 새들이 날아와요. 작은 새들이 그 추위에 강풍에 비바람에 작아요. 새가 아주 되게 이뻐요. 그 새 소리도 이뻐요. 그 비 소리에 저들이 울부짖는 게 자기네들을 두고 떠나지 말라고 울부짖는 겁니다.
Dude. Damn, man. The whole situation is just messed up, you know? You might just call it mismanagement of a situation, but I really feel like it's deeper than that. I really feel like it's about saving face, which is what's really kind of disgusting and gross to me, you know, looking good in front of the president. Like they knew what was up. They knew it was going to happen. Any person just looking at that accident and seeing what's happening knows what is up. Their government should have been there for them. They didn't need to die. I understand this is a horrific accident. No, it's not a horrific accident. I'm not calling this an accident anymore. This ship was overloaded. 3 times the amount of weight and cargo was on the ship than should have been, and that's why it tipped over, and that's why it fell. It was a government ship, and that should have never happened. But, you know, trying to make more money, trying to squeeze every dollar out of it you can. I want to know, where were the safety boats? Where are the lifeboats? Where were they? How can the crew just get off of this ship, just leave everybody after telling them to stay put, knowing this ship is going to sink? They know it. The captain knew this. They go through extensive training. They know when a ship like this capsizes, it doesn't just stay on its side and it's just whatever, and people are just going to go in there or whatever. No, they need to get the hell out. Maybe there's danger for jumping in the ship, jumping in the water without a lifeboat, you know. I understand. It's cold. The hypothermia, that would have killed people, you know, but you should have really been trying to get people out of this boat. There was enough ships around where they could have saved hundreds of more people. This whole situation is just, it's gut-wrenchingly sad. And it's furious. It infuriates me that the government went this far to save face and cover things up and hide things from the family. And the civilians had to come in, the civilian divers had to come in and subject themselves to that sort of horror. Pulling these bodies out of a ship that had been down there for so long, who knows what that would have looked like and what that image would have etched in your mind. One of them decided to end it all. One of them just couldn't even live with it anymore. There's a rippling effect to this mismanagement. The corruption is just sickening. It's absolutely sickening. I'm glad that the people stood up. I'm glad that there was protest. I'm glad that the president, you know, had to, you know, resign and faced some sort of consequences. But in actual reality, the consequences aren't enough. Because when push comes to shove, there's elites and there's everybody else. And everybody else will always be whatever. The elites would have you die rather than, you know, look bad on you in one way or another. They would rather you die. There are people like this in every country. There are people like this in everywhere. There's always been a massive divide amongst people. We don't look at each other as our fellow man. We look at each other as currency, dollar signs. What can they do for me? What can I get from this person? And it's obviously, it's just gross when you get into the politics of it all. You guys might not know, but I used to be a political commentator. That's how it's what I did for about a year before I started doing music stuff. And I stopped because it just became so enraging and it's so sickening once I saw the corruption at top level, you know, at top levels. And it's everywhere, every country, all over the world. Something's got to change. This was hard to watch. I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I got a better understanding of it. And I'm sorry, I know this isn't my normal this isn't my normal thing that I'll watch and commentate on, but I think after seeing Spring Day and spending so much time with it today, I just wanted to have a little bit more information. And I don't know why I decided to record this. You guys may not be interested. You may be interested. But to me, it's just sickening. This didn't need to happen. Anybody with 2 eyes seeing what was going on know what's going to happen. The captain and the crew members, they definitely knew what was going to happen. And they decided to get off that ship and leave everybody there. They could have very easily said, do your best to get to the bow. Do your best to get to the deck. Just do your best to get up high. Were they afraid, what, there wasn't enough boats? No, the captains, the crew could see around them. They could see that there were multiple fishing boats. They can do the math. They know that some people would have gotten out, but they decided not to save face. God damn, man. It's hard to watch. But I feel like stuff like this needs to be seen, needs to be talked about, and it needs to be learned from. People's lives are more important than saving face. They're more important than dollars. They're more important than, you know, political scorings. They're more important than looking good in front of other people and winning a different election or whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, some of us just don't look at each other like that. And unfortunately, it's most of the people that are in power all around the world. That's the unfortunate thing. Anyway, I guess that's going to do it for me here today. I was going to say, I hope you enjoyed today's video, but I hope you didn't. I hope it made you think, and I hope it made you, question what's happening around you, because this is happening around us every single day, no matter what country or where you're from. But I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.